Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
It's time! Seconds from game 7 or from championship number 6. Short, open, Chicago with the lead! Behind the screen, Harper got a piece of it. It comes off. The Chicago Bulls have won their 6th NBA championship. Tying run at second, 2 out, Palmero over the head of Jenks. Uribe charges, throws, out! And the White Sox have won the World Series.
To the far side around the 8-yard line to Hester. Under it, and to the middle with the 15, to the 20, breaks free of the 25, to the 30, to the outside, 40, midfield, 40, 30 to the post, 20, 15, Hester 5.
For the 3rd time in 6 seasons, it's one goal achieved. The Chicago Blackhawks win the Stanley Cup. Bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it toward Rizzo. It's in time, and the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
What up, what up, what up? Welcome to ShawnSierraSports on Sports Zone Chicago. I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shaun Sierra. Thanks for tuning in. If you're watching us on Facebook Live, well, then I guess you found us on Facebook. And if you're not following us on Facebook, what? Come on, go to Facebook, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the like button, and now you're following Sports Zone Chicago. Simple. But wait, there's more. Go to the YouTube page. And if you're watching us on our YouTube channel, excellent. And if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, for real. Come on, guys, go to YouTube, type in Sports Zone Chicago, click the subscribe button, but also click the notification button. That's the little bell next to it, and that'll let you know anytime a show from Sports Zone Chicago is going live. Get it? Got it? Good. Now, you can also tweet the show. Tweet us at Sports Zone Shy, that's C-H-I, at Sports Zone Shy. Now, if you want to follow me, just me personally online, want to know what I did? Let me tell you what I did. I made it nice and easy for you folks. Nice and easy. One handle. For Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and TikTok. All one handle at the Shaun Sierra. Man, I got a great show, but I need you to get interactive. So whatever platform you're watching us on, leave a question or comment on that platform. It'll come up here in the thread. We'll put it up on the screen. We'll incorporate it into the show. And that, my peoples, is what makes this the best morning Chicago sports talk show around. And that's you. So bring them all, baby. Questions, comments, smart-ass remarks, because ain't nobody skirt over here. Like the new Skinny Rock said, don't sing it, just bring it. Let's check the chat. Man, Michelle Walls and the Biggie House said, what up? And the Mickey Ficky TGIF and the Sox sweep the hell out of the evil twins. Bear down FGB. I agree with you, Michelle. That was awesome. Levette Lee checking in. Good morning, Mama. Thank you for tuning in. She says, it's the weekend, y'all. FGB. What? FGB. That's what I'm talking about. Listen, I don't know a lot, but I do know this. More of the usual suspects will chime in as the show goes on. That, my peoples, I can promise you. That I can promise you. Man, we got a great show for you. Can't wait to get it cracking like it, man. We got a lot to talk. We got Cubs to talk. We got Sox to talk. White Sox, woo, brought out the brooms. For the first time in franchise history, they did something against the Twinkies, which we will talk about today. I was very, very, very excited for the young men. Man, that was great. And we're going to talk about their first time ever accomplishment against our own evil empire, the Twins, the Twinkies. What did Ozzy call them? The Piranhas? That's exactly basically what they are with us. So we have a lot to talk, and then we got Bears to talk. We got Sky to talk. Man. Sky Fever. I'm wondering how many people are going to be at this game. We're going to talk about that in the show as well. And then, obviously, we have a lot of Bears to talk. And at 10 o'clock, my man, Shaun Davis, he's the host of the Lucky Lefty Podcast. He's going to join me at 10 o'clock, and we're going to talk Bears, all things Bears. What is he seeing? What's he excited for? Is there anything he's excited for? Is there anything he's really looking forward to checking out this year with the Bears? So 10 o'clock, Shaun Davis going to join me in talking Bears. Man, is it me or did we jump right did Fall kick the door down? It seemed like Fall just kicked the door down. They didn't even ease into it, nothing. They said, boom, I'm here. Man, that's what Fall said. That was, because what is it, 61 degrees now out where I'm at. Going to be a high of 68 today. Woo. I tell you, Charlie, it's brisk. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying. I'm not saying. I'm just saying. All right. It's brisk out there today. Just what, a week and a half ago? It was in mid-80s and 90. Wow. Man, oh man, how quickly the temperature changes. You know the old saying, if you don't like the weather here in Chicago, just wait 5 minutes. It'll change. And that is so, so true. But that's cool because now you get to wear your hoodies, your jeans. I wore jeans yesterday for the first time in a long time. I actually could have worn my coach's short or my gray shorts or blue shorts. I was like, nah, just put your jeans on. And I was happy I did. Happy I did. We wore some jeans yesterday. First time in a while. So. But, man, I'm fired up to get it cracking. You know, what our boys did yesterday, the Southsiders did yesterday for the first time in franchise history was they swept a 4-game series in Minnesota. They swept a 4-game series in Minnesota. And I stress this because my biggest thing is getting them to 63 wins. That's the thing. We got to get to 63 wins minimum. Okay? Well, the White Sox are now 52 and 88. That's 140. All right, they have 22 games left. They need 12 games. I'm sorry, 11 games. So they need to win half of their games for them to have 63 wins and not have 100 losses. That was the standard that we had talked about. Yeah, it is funny, Levette. I hear you. But that was the standard because that means it's all about perspective. King Book of World checking in. Said salute everyone and Shawn. Shawn said another long home run for Colson last night. I agree. But life is about perspective. It's all how you look at things. You can look at it as the Sox will have 99 losses. Ha, 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 ha. Or you can say the Sox improved by 21 games. 22 games because they won 40 games last year. 41. Yeah, 41. So they improved by 21 games. It's all about perspective. And I know it's funny to you Cub fans. Sad to us. Funny to some of us. But if you would have said that the White Sox improved 20-something games with a rookie manager, with at least 8 rookies playing a considerable amount and being a contributing force to this team, there's no way I would have believed it. None. No way on God's green earth. But here we are. Here we are. And I'll tell you what, it feels good knowing that we can go 500, evade the 100 loss record, 100 loss mark, and be on our way for next year. I mean, hell, I'd love for us to go 15-5. It's possible. I'm thinking about going to the game on Tuesday. At least it's hot. The hot was for the weather, but yeah, I'm thinking about going to the game on Tuesday. Me, Ken, and Emilio Bucks are probably going to go on Tuesday. So it's Tuesday. It's a $5 menu. $5 pizza, slices of pizza, pop, nachos, hot dogs. I think they had 6 things that are $5. $5. Let me see. Did I? No, I didn't. I thought I did. I thought I screenshotted what the $5 menu was, just so I could be. I did not. I think there were like 6 things. Yeah. I think there were like 6 things. But anyway. Yes, sir. Shaun, $5 Tuesday, something special. Yes, it is, doctor. Yes, it is. He says the White Sox are playing with tons of motivation. Yeah. You know, it's good because you have young kids who are playing for something, who are fighting for, they want to be believed in, is what they want. You know, you as an athlete, when you're playing for a team, you want the teams you're playing, but you also want the fans to believe in you. You also want the fan support. You want the belief. And I get it. All right, I get it. It makes sense. It makes sense. So these youngsters are playing some crazy ball. Coastal Montgomery is, whew. Maybe he's pissed because he had to wait so long to come up. But Lord have mercy, that young man is on fire. No doubters left and right. Kyle Teal, no doubter last night. Lord have mercy. It's fun to see. It's fun to see him having a good time, enjoying playing baseball. It's a sport. It's not a violent sport where you have to get your mindset and try and destroy people. Okay? I think it might be one of the most cerebral, if not the most cerebral sport, because of, as I mentioned yesterday, the grind. 162 games. That's a long time. That's a long time. You have to make sure that you're mentally focused. Steve, don't forget the logos for the 2 companies in the overlay, so I see the new one, the new flyer, but the actual logos too, so I can bring them up individually and talk about them. But you want people to recognize and respect the work that you're doing. You want recognition from the fans, but you also want it from your peers as well. Okay, and that's important. That's important. And remember when there was All-American voting back when I was playing ball, and I got named All-American for 2006, 2007. I was first team 06, first team 07, second team, honorable mention 08. And that meant a lot to me because that was nationally. That was nationally of all the semi-pro teams, and I was the first team All-American. All-America. And that was impressive to me. That because it was amongst coaches, people you played against, and then your reputation. And because I'd won an MVP in 06, the league MVP, national championship game in 06, my reputation was being formed. But you feel some way about it when it's your players you played against, your competitors, your opponents, and opposing coaches who are voting on it. It's crazy. It's definitely a different feel when you're selected like that. So, the White Sox, they're doing well, and I love it. I really want to see them finish up these next 20 games. And then what moves do they make? All right, you got Colson Montgomery. Well, where's he going to be? Shortstop? Is he third? Is he short? Okay. You have a lot of nice young pieces. Kyle Teal. Okay. Miguel Vargas is another one. You got a lot of guys who I think can be above average baseball players. Okay. And I don't know if we might have that superstar. Kyle Teal might turn out to be the superstar. Colson Montgomery might turn out to be that superstar. Miguel Vargas might turn out to be that superstar. Okay, but you have a whole bunch of guys in that squad who are more adept to being role players and enjoying it. Southside Bear checking in. What's up, Papa? He says, how about them White Sox? When's the last time you saw two catchers batting first and second? I don't know if I ever saw that, Southside. I don't know if I've ever seen that in my life. I do not know if I've ever seen that in my life. But it's a testament to them to being the young athletes that they are, is that you're catchers and you're batting in the top two. Yeah. That to me, that goes a long way. Truth be told. So I am not too sad to see the baseball season go. Not too sad. The only part of it that's sad is I really want to see these youngsters develop. I would love to see the trajectory and where they go. But now I got to wait until spring. I got to wait till next year in Arizona. And then once the season starts. So and I hope that they're able to maintain the same level of focus and excitement about where they're at. I really do. Because they're in a really good spot. They're in a really good spot with where they're at mentally, with where their manager has them at, with the culture he's creating over there. This is the only culture that they know right now. So everyone's got to buy in. And I like it. That's funny, Southside Bear. He's like ready for all the commercials on Red Zone. I heard. That's insane. That's funny. That is funny. With the White Sox, they were down to their last strike a couple of days ago. Okay. They were down to their last strike. They were down to Minnesota, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know if it was 3-2. Michael A. Taylor was up. Ropes a double down the left field line that hits foul, that hits the chalk. Fair ball. 2-run score. They win 4-3. And this is how I know. Because remember last week, who was it? I forgot who was at the plate. There were runners on second and third. They were trailing. I forgot who were they playing. It wasn't Minnesota. And they hit a blooper down the right field line, which would have scored 2 runs and won the game. Or at least put them ahead. I think it was the top of the inning. They were on the road. It would have put them ahead a run. And it literally missed it by that much, by inches. Inches. We struck out, game over. Well, 2 days ago with Michael Taylor, here's how close that ball was on the chalk. Look at that. Look at that. Remember I told you it's a long season. It ebbs and flows. I also talked about guys having the ball bounce your way sometimes, and other times it doesn't. So many times we've come to see things like a couple of days prior to that where the ball is just foul. And then we don't deliver the next play. Well, here, guess what? It was just fair. So the ball bounces your way a couple times. And here's the crazy thing. Sometimes the ball bounces your way the more that you force the issue. The White Sox have been forcing the issue. They're attacking. They're not sitting back waiting for the other team to attack. They are attacking. And by you being aggressive, I think a lot of these things happen. And good things happen when you hustle, when you play hard, when you play the game the right way. Good things happen. We're starting to see it now. Well, listen, let's take a really quick break. And the other side of the break, we will get to the top of the morning topics. All right, so don't go anywhere, folks. Keep it locked right here. Shawn, Sierra Sports on Sports Zone Chicago.
911, operator 901. Where's the emergency?
127 Brymere.
Okay, what's going on there?
I'd like to order a pizza for delivery.
Ma'am, you've reached 911. This is an emergency line.
Large with half pepperoni, half mushrooms.
You know you've called 911. This is an emergency
Do you
line.
know how long it'll be?
Okay, ma'am, is everything okay over there? Do you have an emergency or not?
Yes.
And you're unable to talk because...
Right.
Is there someone in the room with you? Just say yes or no.
Yes.
Okay, it looks like I have an officer about a mile from your location. Are there any weapons in your house?
No.
Can you stay on the phone with me?
No. See you soon. Thank you.
Every day, we take steps to keep the people we love safe, but some health risks are easy to miss. Ticks hiding in the yard can spread germs, like the ones that cause Lyme disease. Mice searching for food can spread bacteria that makes us sick. Mosquitoes lay eggs in standing water and can spread West Nile virus and more. Cockroaches are drawn to water in the home, leaving behind allergens that can trigger asthma attacks. Common pests can threaten our health. Learn how to protect your family at pestworld.org.
When I'm flying, I put my helmet on, my visor down, my mask up. You don't know who I am. Whether I'm African American, Asian American, Hispanic, white, male or female. You just know I'm an American airman kicking your butt. I'm General C.Q. Brown Jr. Come join us.
Do you know that you're in my lane? No, not at all. Are you not paying attention? Are you texting? I was just checking in with my mom. I was telling her that I thought we'd be home by 6. It's okay. There's enough time. Just pay attention. I'm not even halfway through my text. There's no way. I'm not even going to look up. My babies are in the car. You have to pay attention. It's just supposed to be a quick text. I'm so sorry.
What time is it? It is teal time! A monster shot to right, and we are tied at 7. 3-2. Montgomery gets all of this one. Back it goes. Get out! That one went a long way into the upper deck.
Welcome back to ShawnSierraSports on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of CHSN. Those were the good guys on the south side yesterday, baby. Woo-wee! Woo-wee! Southside Lumber Company's bet is up and running. That's what we're talking about. Let's get it crack-a-lacking, guys. You know how we do the first segment of every show is called Top of the Morning.
It won't come just when you want it.
Top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you.
Let's go. First top of the morning topic. Which way do we go? Which way do we go? Which way do we go? You know, just saw the highlights, baby. You just saw them. The good guys. The White Sox going to Minnesota and do something they haven't done for the first time ever is sweep a 4-game series after that 11-8 win last night in the Twin Cities. The beautiful, beautiful ballpark. I definitely got to check that out. I got to get to a game there. That's got to be – it looks really, really, really nice. It looks really, really nice, that stadium. I definitely got to check that out. But Fraser Elder got the start. He was the opener. No decision. He went 1 in the third, 2 hits, 1 walk, 2 punch-outs. Kyle Teel, you saw in the highlights, he was 3 for 5 with a double, his 10th, hitting his 6th homer of the year, driving in 4 RBIs, 25th, 26th, 24th, 25th, 26th, and 27th RBIs of the season. Costa Montgomery, you also saw in the highlights, he was 1 for 2 with a homer, his 17th, driving in 3 RBIs, his 40th, 41st, and 42nd RBIs of the year. And the other youngster, Meade, Curtis Meade. He was 2 for 5 with 2 doubles, his 6th and 7th doubles of the year, driving in his 16th and 17th runs of the season. Man, big time win for the good guys. Swept the Twinkies. I'm telling you, that's just a great feeling, sweeping a team that has been so rough for us. Now we're on a 4-game winning streak. We're 5-5 in our last 10 games. Take it. Take it. Keeping it going. The next top of the morning topic. Let's stay at the White Sox. The White Sox travel to Motown to face the Tigers. The Detroit Sox Tigers. First pitch tonight is at 5:40 p.m. Central. You can catch that game on Chicago Sportsnet or listen to it on their flagship station, ESPN 1000. That's 1000 AM. If you heard that was the warden calling Uber. He was about to take off. She's crazy. The probables for tonight's game. For the White Sox, Shane Smith's on a bump. He's 4-7 with a 3.81 ERA, going up against Jack Flaherty for the Why did I put the Twinkies? Why did I put Minnesota? That's not Minnesota. That's Detroit. Silly me. Detroit. Jack Flaherty. He's 7-13 with a 4.74 ERA. And I'll tell you what, this is. Can we get 5? Why not? Why not us? Why not? All right, Jack Flaherty, 7-13. Let's jump on Detroit, make it a 5-game winning streak, and let's keep it rolling. Let's keep it rolling. I think it's a good chance for the White Sox to gain a lot of momentum. All right, there's 20 games left. 22. Let me double check. $22 games left. We can do it. We can do it. King Booker Rose saying, "What's to me was that game boring as hell last night?" Yeah, it was. My man Rick Gonzalez, he's checking in. What's up, Papa? Good to see the White Sox put a beat down on Minnesota. Now the Bears need to carry that to Monday versus the Vikings. FGB, Rick. Black Diamond checking in. It says top of the morning, gang. Bear down, FGB. Cornelius Squalls checking in. What up? ShawnSierraSports fans. Black Diamond has it in perspective. 3 more sleeps. And who got hurt, Shawn? Meaning for the Bears game? The Bears? I'm not sure who you're asking about. The injuries in the injured list. Although injured list did come out yesterday for the first time, so yeah. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you checking in with me. Love it. What did I miss? Oh, my man Armando Emeterio Lara Jr. He's like, yo, oh, what's up, Junior? Hope you're doing well, Papa. Hope you're doing well. Well, keeping it moving. Next top of the morning topic. The Cubs are back home. They host the Washington Nats, the Nationals, this weekend. First pitch today is at 1:20 p.m. Central. You can catch that game on Apple TV Plus, or you can still listen to it locally on their flagship station, 670 a.m. The probables for today's game for Washington, Jake Irvin. He's on a bump. He's 8-10 with a 5.42 ERA. Going up against Javier Assad for the Northsiders. He's 1-1 with a 4.05 ERA. You know, the Cubs were off yesterday, and so the Cubs are 5.5 back. Milwaukee lost yesterday. Listen, guys, you're good. You're still creeping, hanging around. Milwaukee's not running away with it. I'm telling you, Cub fans, there is a chance. So you're telling me there's a chance. Telling me there's a chance. Yep. Next top of the morning topic, the Sky. Travel to Indiana to face the Fever tonight. That game tip-off is at 6:30 p.m. Central. You can catch that game on Ion. Ion has a Friday night deal with WNBA. So if you're local, you can catch that game on Ion. Now, there's an issue. The WNBA has suspended Angel Reed. She received her 8th technical foul, so she suspended one game, and that game happens to be tonight. And then, according to SportsWire and the Sun-Times today, Caitlin Clark announces that she will miss the rest of this season because of a right groin injury. And this is according to Sun-Times Wires. Caitlin Clark said, I quote, I had hoped to share a better update, but I will not be returning to play this season. I spend hours in the gym every day with the singular goal of getting back out there. Disappointed isn't a big enough word to describe how I am feeling. I want to thank everyone who had my back. Certainty. This has been incredibly frustrating, but even in the bad, there's good. The way the fans continue to show up for me and for the Fever brought me so much joy and happiness. There's so much joy and perspective. I am so proud of how this team not only gotten stronger throughout adversity. I'm so proud of how this team has only gotten stronger through adversity this year. Now it's time to close out the season and claim our spot in the playoffs. So the question is, first of all, where is that going to be played at? Yeah, it doesn't say where it's going to be played at because I know, remember, they played, they're going to play them at the United Center here. And when Caitlin Clark was hurt, man, those tickets, they were $100 for the cheap seats. And when Caitlin Clark was out, they're like, we'll give you $20 if you take the ticket. Rick. Shaun single-handedly keeping the WNBA alive. FGB. Hey, someone's got to do it. Someone's got to do it. Oh, snap. My man is checking in. Good to see you, sir. Mr. Shorty's checking in. What's up, Papa? He's like, top of the morning to you. Top of the morning to you, sir. And the best of the rest of the day to you. Shorty's checking in. I love it. And as I said, both Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese will miss this game. So I'm wondering if those tickets are going to – who's going to go? Who's going to want to go? And this is the one thing that interests me, intrigues me. Why? Like, you all know what Caitlin Clark brings to this league. She brings crowded arenas, sold out NBA arenas, not just regular WNBA arenas. She sells out NBA arenas. Many places, many teams that they play, if they're in a big city with an NBA team, they'll switch the game to the NBA venue and still sell out. This is what she brings to the table. And why the hate for her is still going on, I have no idea. I really don't. But you more though, eh? The next top of the morning topic. The Bears continue to prep for the opener on Monday night. Yeah. It cannot get here fast enough. Can I just tell you? It cannot get here fast enough because I'm fired up about it. I along with everyone else, you're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me. You're killing me. All right. So not only do we have to wait till not only the last game, but we got to wait until Monday. It's like, damn. All right, we're all fired up about what's going on. We're anxious to see this left tackle position. We're anxious to see how well Caleb does in this new offense. We're anxious to see how well this running back room is, this receiving room. I mean, there's so much that we're all fired up about. Like it got me jonesing. Got me tweaking. All right. So Monday Night Football kickoff is at 7:15 p.m. Central. You can catch that game on ABC 7 locally or ESPN, or listen to it on their flagship station. ESPN 1000. It's 1000 AM. One of the things that we talked about was the injury report came out yesterday. So here's Josh Blackwell, groin, did not practice. TJ Edwards, hamstring, did not practice. Roschon Johnson, foot, did not practice. Jalen Johnson, calf and a groin. It's two different things. Jalen Johnson, calf groin limited. Kyle Monangai, hamstring limited. Devin Duvernay, hamstring full. Dominique Robinson, oblique, full practice. So what? He's got a calf and a groin, Jalen Johnson? He's not playing. He's not playing. I'm going to tell him you're not playing. I'm going to tell him you're not playing. We're not going to risk you in week 1 of a 17-game season. And how'd you hurt your calf and groin? How's that happen? Roschon Johnson, he's been hurt since that tough practice a couple of weeks ago. Come on, bro. Jeez. Guy I'm concerned with TJ Edwards, too, man. He hasn't missed a game in 5 years. 5 years. Devin Duvernay, he's a return guy. He practices full dumb. Yeah. I know, Rick. Nobody cares about Dom Rob, but it has to be on the list. If he's hurt, it's got to be. You know, the gamblers, they want everything. So, with Jalen Johnson out, Shaun Wright getting toasted. How confident are you now in our defense? I'm a little concerned. Is Tyreek Stevenson going to be the guy who covers Justin Jefferson, or are they going to use Shaun Wright? Shaun Wright has practiced against Justin Jefferson, but that don't mean you can cover him. Doesn't give me the confidence in that in your coverage abilities. Or do you go with Tyreek Stevenson, second-year kid who's got a lot to prove to his teammates and to his coaching staff? So I don't know what we're going to do there. You know, unless one of the things that you could do is put your best corner, which might be Tyreek Stevenson, put him on the number 2 guy, which would be Adam Thielen, and make sure that Justin Jefferson is bracketed. He's bracketed. So Shaun Wright could be in there, but again, he's bracketed with a safety. Kevin Byard would probably be shading toward Justin Jefferson, I would imagine. Yeah, I don't know. There's a little pause for concern. Terrell Smith's out. I remember he jacked up his knee. Jalen Johnson's out because I don't want him playing. Not with both of those things. Really, a calf, and a hamstring, or quad. What was it? What was Jalen Johnson's thing? Calf and a groin. I mean, how did you hurt both? Was it simultaneous? Would one cause the other? I don't know. It's just a lot of BS with your injuries. Not saying they're fake. Just the timing of that. It's like, really? You know, we got the uninspiring vote of confidence from Ben Johnson on Braxton Jones, saying he knows what to do. Then he right away is like, has there been mistakes? Yes, there has. Like, dude, we know there's been mistakes. You don't got to throw that out there. Don't throw your guy under the bus. Or maybe he's just trying to motivate him. I don't know. Maybe it works. We won't find out till Monday. We won't find out till Monday. But I love Ben's directness. And if anyone has an issue with it, go kick rocks. Go kick rocks. Because sometimes you need to be put on blast. Sometimes. Because you on some bullshit. And you need to be put on blast. And guess what? Ben Johnson's going to put your ass on blast. And I am more than okay with it. I am more than okay with him holding you accountable to your teammates, to the media, to the fans. More than okay with it. Because you're getting paid millions and millions of dollars. And you want to come and put up some bullshit effort sometimes? No. No. Well, I'm fired up for the weekend. Man, I am really... So what are you thinking? Let me ask you a question. I got some more comments. Hold on, player. James Ford checking in. What's up, Papa? Good morning. Rick says, Dennis Allen plays mostly man coverage. If that's the case, we could be in trouble if no JJ. By JJ mean our Jalen Johnson, not JJ, Justin Jefferson. Yep. Black Diamond says a lot of trouble, Rick. Mr. Shorty says if JJ is still out, we're effed without Terrell Smith. I don't know, bro. I'm telling you, you can put your best corner on the number 2 guy, Adam Thielen, and then Nashawn Wright and a safety bracketing Justin Jefferson damn near every play. That's how we do it. That's how you could do it. That's one viable option. You still got Hawkinson you got to worry about. That son of a gun. Patty Lara says, happy Mickey Ficky TGI Friday FGB. Thank you, Patty. FGB. What? So, Ben Johnson named Braxton the starter. I want to see how much they're going to run the game and run the ball. Because to me, that's important. You want to get your offensive lineman lathered up, you run the ball. It also slows down the pass rush because they know they have a feel you're going to run. When you take off out of a stance, there's a way you take off if it's a pass, and there's a way you take off if it's a run. You don't come off the same. I should say you don't react the same. Once you see it's a run, you stop. You depending on the scheme, either you 2-gap or 1-gap. 2-gap them, you keep them at bays, at arms bay. Jeremiah checking in. Good morning, Mijo. Good morning, Jeremiah. So I'm anxious to see how they pick that up now. The clip going around was Braxton Jones in the one play where they overloaded that side and he took the guy his defensive end as opposed to the guy at the inside who came scot-free. He's got to do a better job of that. This is your 4th year. You've got to know that. Got to know that. Yeah. But Let's see what else. Looking at the linebacker position, look at TJ Edwards. That's a big one for us. TJ Edwards, that's a big one for us. I would sit him, depending on how severe it is, because that dude is a tackle machine. Could Noah Sewell be pushed into that role? Maybe. Would he? And I think he might. If he gets put in that role, he might thrive. I think he would thrive. At least 8 touchdowns. 8+ tackles he'd have. At least 8. So I said 8+. At least 8 tackles he would have if Noah Sewell gets the starting job. I was put in there because TJ Edwards needs to recover. But you know what? They have that next man up mentality. Say that 5 times real fast. Mentality. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. James Ford. According to the squad, saying what's up. James Ford. Salute. And FGB. FGB. You know it, man. You know it. That's sure he's talking about. These aggressive practices worried me, and now they are rearing their ugly heads with all these injuries. That didn't worry me. Didn't worry me. I'm okay with those practices. I really am. I'm okay with them being tough on them. I'm okay with coaches yelling at them. I'm okay with them sticking a foot in their ass. I'm okay with it. Shorty says, "Well, it was good. Was Detroit last year once they made the playoffs with 70% of their team injured last year. Yeah, they did a good job of it. Or we're going to take a quick break. On the other side of the break, we're going to get right to top of the morning topics. I'm sorry. Ken Davis is going to Shaun Davis. Ken Davis. Shaun Davis is going to join me, and we're going to talk some Bears football. I'm fired up about it. I'm really fired up. It's going to be one great show, so make sure you stay here. Keep it locked right here. ShawnSierraSports on Sports Zone Chicago. Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shaun Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
How do you take care of your mind health?
For my mental health, I meditate in the mornings.
I have my dogs. They're the best.
I just find ways that help me just relax.
Finding things that make me happy, like being close to my family.
I meditate a lot and read books.
I have hobbies outside of the game. I'm able to switch off. I'm able to turn my brain off from the game of basketball.
Your mind health matters.
Your mind health matters.
It's a romance sport. What? It's a romance sport like that.
Your Marine Corps' way of life is to defend the American way of life. Every day, no matter where we serve, we take a stand for our nation, for each other, for us all. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Every body in a work zone is someone's somebody.
This is my mom. She works for KDOT.
This is my dad.
This is my mom.
This is my daddy.
This is my sister.
This is my daddy.
This is my son, Scott. He was killed while working in a highway work zone. When you drive through a work zone, drive like a life depends on it. Because it does.
Hey, it's your boy, the SuperBack, Shaun Sierra, and be sure to follow Sports Zone Chicago on all social media platforms, on Facebook, Instagram, and our Roku channel. You can find us at Sports Zone Chicago, and on Twitter, we are at Sports Zone Shy. Also, be sure to download our mobile app so you can take Sports Zone Chicago with you on the go.
Time out. How are you feeling right now? Happy? Excited? Angry? Overwhelmed? One of the best things you can do for your mind health is to name what you're feeling. It can sharpen your awareness and help you talk about your feelings with someone you trust. Here are 3 questions to ask yourself. Where are your thoughts right now? In the past, the present, the future? Do you notice any sensations in your body? Is your heart beating fast? Is there a flutter in your stomach? Or are you fully relaxed? What do you need right now? Time with others? Time to yourself? Remember, there's power in this awareness. So find ways to identify what you're feeling today.
At a time when the news seems as subjective as the partisan politics dividing this country, independent professional journalism has become a resource people need to get the honest and accurate information for their lives. That's why I created gervondextersr.com. As a born and raised Chicagoan, I know this city better than anyone. So my investigative stories are all original, and they'll go deeper to expose the truth by using information obtained from public information databases and in-depth interviews with the movers and shakers. My future stories will introduce you to people and businesses who are changing the world, not just Chicago. My missing person stories will spotlight those who you don't hear about in the mainstream media who are often overlooked. If you want to hear my personal views on things around the world, check out my blog site, which is based off of factual information on my life experiences. There's also past episodes of my weekly sports podcast show, What's Up Cuz, that I host with my real-life cousin, Lance Urban. So if you're looking for all this information and more, check out jcoydenreports.com and follow me on Twitter at jcoyden.
Every day, we take steps to keep the people we love safe, but some health risks are easy to miss. Ticks hiding in the yard can spread germs, like the ones that cause Lyme disease. Mice searching for food can spread bacteria that makes us sick. Mosquitoes lay eggs in standing water and can spread West Nile virus and more. Cockroaches are drawn to water in the home, leaving behind allergens that can trigger asthma attacks. Common pests can threaten our health. Learn how to protect your family at pestworld.org.
Hey Ben, operationally with Caleb, how would you characterize specifically where you saw growth from the spring to where he is now?
There was, there's a lot of new, from the play call, the verbiage, the cadence, the motions, there's a ton of new. So it was just getting a little bit more in tune with what we were looking for, the tempo with which we want to play. We haven't, shied away from the fact that it was going to take some reps and some time, and so that's what we had. And I thought once we got all the installs in over the course of the summer, things started to slow down a little bit for him, and be able to play more with the tempo that we were looking for. So it's a weapon that we're going to use is the cadence, the motions, the shifts. I think this day and age football, I think it's a huge advantage for the offense when we can use that to attack the defense. And so he's done a nice job being able to digest that, and we're trying to find that right balancing act for a young player that's still learning some new concepts.
Welcome back to Shaun Sierra Sports on Sports Zone Chicago. Those clips courtesy of the Chicago Bears. That was a $13 million man. $13 million. That's our man, Ben Johnson, talking about Caleb and his progression so far. Before I go, all right, before we go on, listen, I want to make sure to remind you on Sunday. Oh, Steve-O, did you take it out? No, we didn't. Here we go. The watch party. All right, we have a watch party Sunday, September 14th. The Bears are out of town. They're in Detroit Motown, excuse me. And I'll be at the Branding Iron, 7038 South Harlem, right outside of SeatGeek Stadium. Want to send a big shout out to our sponsors, Bazaar Tobacco, out in Frankfurt, where I get my cigars from. Okay, then Legacy Law Firm. All right. We're going to talk a little bit more about those guys. But Sunday, September 14th, Bears at Lions. Branding Iron, 7038 South Harlem. Man, we got a whole bunch of stuff. We're going to have a live pre, half, and post-game shows. Swag giveaways throughout the game. I just got a text a little while ago from my guy saying, hey, send me the list of the stuff you want to get for the swag giveaways. I'm like, I will right after the show. He said, all right, bet. And then after the post-game show, we got DJs. We're going to make it a daytime for all us old people. All right, we get it kicking 3 o'clock to like 6 or 7. Call it a night. Get ready for Monday. Even if you're having a little drinky drink, you'll still be all right in the morning if you get home by 7. Hey, that's how we got a party now. I'm sorry. Sorry, not sorry. That's how we got a party. Make sure you get there. Oh, shit. Listen, let me take this down. I got to tell you this. Holy shit. I was there the other day. My guy had a cigar social there. You're going to want to get there now. Steve-O, listen to this, dude. They have a game day special. It's $50. It includes one entree, either a rack of ribs or 8 chicken wings. 8 wings. Wings are big. Or fish and chips. One of those 3 and open bar. And open bar for the game. $50. So you get a rack of ribs, order of wings, or fish and chips. One of those 3 and open bar. Beer and well drinks, not top shelf. They're not giving you Grey Goose and shit for $50. They got to make some money. But that's one hell of a deal. One hell of a deal. Yes. So I told him, I said, why did you tell us I would have had this on the flyer? Steve-O, we might have to create a new flyer or add that to the flyer. $50, open bar, one of 3 entrees, ribs, an order of wings, or fish and chips. And they have nachos throughout the game. Telling you, you cannot beat that with a stick. So do me a favor. Don't meet me there. Beat me there. Sunday, September 14th, Branding Iron, 7038, 7036, whatever it is. You know, you can't miss it, fool. You can't miss it. Right outside of SeatGeek Stadium. It's going to be in the back in the pavilion, open air pavilion, covered open air pavilion. If you're a cigar smoker, bring your stogies. You're more than welcome to smoke them out there. I'm telling you, man, you can't beat it. And they were talking about trying to enclose it so they can use that place the whole year round. But yes, this is for the watch party, Shorty. This is for the watch party. Yes. Well, listen, my next guest, fired up to have this guy on. Certain people I love talking sports with, and he's one of them. I've said this before. Like we could talk football, we could talk baseball, we could talk basketball. Hell, we could even talk hockey. All right, we can do that. But just one of the people I just love talking. Him, Ken Davis, Herb. All right, you know my peoples. Man, I'm fired to have him up. He is the host of the Lucky Lefty Podcast, which deals with Notre Dame recruiting. All right, he's former producer at ESPN, former producer at The Score. All right, you can find him on Twitter at SD2Mics. It's MICS. Guys, it's welcome back to ShawnSierraSports, Shaun Davis. Shaun, what's up, Papa? How are you?
Good morning, SuperBack. How are you feeling this morning?
Man, I am fired up. Great workout this morning. I was fired up to tell people. I found this out on Wednesday night. I found out about the game day special, $50 for the rack of ribs, the order of wings, or the fish and chips and open bar. I was like,
yo, that's an incredible deal. Now, this is the crazy thing. I'm sitting in the back room waiting for you to bring me on, and you start talking about ribs and the deal, and I'm flat in the middle of a fast, bro. Literally, the ministry is fasting. So you're talking about all this food, and I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding me, Superback. Don't do that to me this morning. But no, man, that's a great deal.
How many days you fasted?
21. We are on day 12. So I had 9 more days to go. 9 more days to go. It was something that my daughter asked me to participate with her to support her because it was something that she wanted to do. So I hopped in with her, and I'm just supporting her and pushing her forward, man. She's, you know how it is when you're developing as a young person, going out on your own. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Man, 21 days. I've done 3 days. I've done 5 days. I haven't done a whole 7, but I know Kendall Gill did one for 7. And he lost, 30-something pounds.
Yeah, well, Kendall does the whole 50 routine counting backwards on the running the football field.
Yeah, 60-40.
60-40. Yeah. So that's crazy in his own right.
Dude, you know what? It's funny. I'm glad I had you on because I've been saying, listen, bro, if I wanted to do 10 days, I want to say maybe I'd do a month. But it's just like, because I've never known anyone personally that's done, over 2 weeks. And you're doing 21 days, you said? Oh, no.
Yeah, I mean, it is, it's different. Yeah, different levels of fasting. Right. She's a novice. This is something that I'm used to. So for her, it was just straight, no meat, no fruit. I mean, no fruit drinks, no sugar, water, vegetables, and fruit. And it's referred to as a Daniel fast. And that's really, something that a lot of people that want to participate in fasting, because it's really not about the food, man. It's really just learning how to break things off of you and learning a discipline, right?
Yes.
So it has far-reaching impact greater than just, abstaining from the food. What else, is going to be broken from you that needs to be taken away from you. It's bigger than losing weight. It's bigger than not being able to eat certain foods. It's supposed to be a spiritual journey,
It really is.
And to increase your spirituality. So that's the major focus. If people focus on the food aspect, it's much bigger than that. So for me, go ahead.
I was going to say, but also in my research, what your body does, the body's an amazing machine. It is freaking amazing.
Absolutely.
So when you start fasting and you get hungry, my guy King Booker was like, props to you, is that if I fast by day 6, someone catch an open hand assault. You would think day 2, when I did my 3-day fast, day 2 I'm ornery. Day 2, stay the hell away from me. Dude, I was throwing weights at CrossFit like a son of a gun, like just acting a fool. But what happens is your body, for energy, because there's no sugar, because there's no carbs that you're not eating, it attacks your fat. But it also attacks all the bad cells in your body, the cancerous or the acidic cells in your body, and it cleans you out from all that nastiness. It uses those for energy. So it really, it's a phenomenal thing. And I, like I said, in my research before I started doing that last year, I was like, holy cow, that's great. So yeah, it's a great thing. And I wish I could find someone to do it with me, have me do it for 2 weeks, man. At least 2 weeks, that'd be dope. But we'll see, man. Dude, that's awesome.
And you can't, if you're going to do it, you have to make sure that you bring your prayer life along with the fasting. That's why most people just say fasting and forget the prayer part of it. It's called fasting and praying. It's a reason why you need to pray, because of what Booker said. Like, you get to those points, man, where life knows how to hit those buttons, man. When you're trying to really focus and go through this process and become stronger spiritually, life will present everything that's going to agitate you. They literally would drop it on your doorstep. And if you're not prayed up, yes, your flesh will kick in and somebody will catch some hands. So I understand what he's talking about, and that I think we saw that, start. I'm sure Jalen Carter feels like he should have been prayed up after last night. I've never seen anything as embarrassing as that.
Yeah,
never seen anything like that. It's crazy.
And that's the thing is like he thought, well, if you saw like Dak Prescott spit first, he didn't spit at him, but he just spit, and it was in that direction, and so he's like, "Oh, you trying to spit on me?" And that's where it kicked off. And then he spit. It's like there was no need for that. You knew he wasn't spitting at you. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like you knew. You're just trying to rile yourself up and start some shit. And he fucked around. He found out.
He found out. Found out real quick. And more than likely, he's going to mix the next game. And they play the Kansas City Chiefs the next game. So, that's you want to talk about hurting your team.
Big time.
He gave Dallas an opportunity to win that game with his absence last night. And I feel like if he's not there in game 2 versus Kansas City, they might go down to Kansas City. So, but I just think everything this is a great intro. I'm glad we actually talked about that because I'm interested in hearing from the chat, having a conversation with you, just sitting back. You just played that clip with Ben Johnson. I'm really interested in seeing this new level of discipline because I don't think Caleb Williams has been forced by any of his coaches to operate within a system that's going to be able to highlight his natural giftings. I think most of his coaches have just coached to his natural gifting and just allowed him to do whatever he wanted to do off script. But now, the NFL, man, that's a totally different level. And if you don't have any type of foundation, the NFL is going to eat you up if you think you're about to come out there and just freelance. You better know how to. That's right. You better know how to play this game pre-snap, at the snap, and post-snap, and you better know how to play it within 2.5 seconds. Because if you can't, you're going to get eaten alive. And I think that's what we saw last year in his rookie season. But Ben Johnson, just the way he's been talking to this young man and the accountability that he's kind of laid not only at the feet of Caleb Williams, but at the feet of everyone on that 53-man roster. You feel like the culture of this team has been established moving forward. And now we'll see the fruit that it bears on Monday night when they take on the Vikings. But I'm interested. It obviously, we would have loved for this type of development to take place in his rookie year. But everybody wants the Bears to win games, make it to the playoffs, win a Super Bowl. But truly, it is almost like, he got left back, and he has to repeat a class. That's what it feels like. Like, okay, we have to watch this kid repeat a class and basically go through a pseudo rookie season all over again. But I'm excited for it to kick off on Monday night. Do you feel comfortable with, even though you saw some ups and downs and heard about certain things in camp, I still feel comfortable that, we're going to see some good things for the most part from Caleb starting on Monday night.
I feel real comfortable with him. All right. I feel real comfortable. And the thing is, I've said it on the show, is like, you can't listen to Ben Johnson. All right. Ben Johnson is like, he's like Belichick. He's always going to point out the negative, always going to point out what needs to be worked on. Okay. And the media takes it and they run with it. Oh, he said this, the way he said this. He's not trying to blow smoke up anybody's ass. He's trying to get you to play some football. He's trying to he's always motivating you in the best. And he's old school. And remember the old school, man, all our old school coaches will always say, they have a touchdown run. You should have ran faster. You should have stiff on that dude. You should have done that. Good block. I pancaked them. Yeah, but they'd come up with something that you need to work on, and this guy's doing it. And with Caleb, then I heard somebody else on Fox Sports 1 saying, well, has to walk a thin line and be careful not to be too negative. I'm like, get the hell out of here, bro. Like, this is football. This is the alpha male sport of alpha male, dude. Like, trust me. When a coach finds something wrong with you as an alpha male, like, all right, I'll get it. I'm gonna show him. I'm gonna make that a strength. This guy, it bothered me. So I think I'm excited. And one of the things I said, I was like, when you're going against the same guy since April. They know your strengths, they know your weaknesses, they know your tendencies. when you go up against a different fresh meat, basically, they don't know these things. All right, they don't know these things. In practice, man, I can all the way back to grammar school. When we're practicing run plays or anything, it's not as clean and clear cut. In the games, when we get teams whoever we haven't practiced with against 4 months, man, those running lanes were clean. You know what I mean? It's so much easier. And I'm telling you, it's gonna surprise people because remember, this is the offense that we've seen to this point is just something he brought back out just so they can run stuff. You haven't seen the offense that I've created for the Bears, for Caleb Williams and the Bears. So I'm really comfortable. I'm really excited to see the offense because the offense he just dusted off. That was a Detroit offense. That should look pretty good. That looked pretty good when Colston Loveland coming across the middle with Luther with Bird with OZ with Rama Dunze. I was like, that looked pretty good. But he got a special one for us now with Caleb. Man, I am more than comfortable with Caleb going in there. And I said the other day, not only am I comfortable with Caleb running it, I'm comfortable with Tyson running it.
I'm gonna be honest with you, and especially after that Kansas City preseason game, everybody was going crazy about Tyson Bagent. And I was actually out of town watching it, and just happened to be right across the hall from another family from Chicago, and they were going crazy. It was super cool. They were like, "Come on in and watch the game." I had just come up from a conference, and I think it was in the third quarter, and they were down big, and then they have the comeback. And I'm sitting there and I text our boy JP and I said, yeah, the buzz is a little bit too much. I understand it. I said, but honestly, he fits the offense better than Caleb. Like this is an offense tailor-made for him as a quarterback. However, if Caleb can grow into this offense, the offense will have a greater ceiling.
Lord have mercy.
With Caleb than it will with Tyson Bagent. And like you said, that's why the Bears recognize we need to go ahead and lock Tyson Bagent up.
Yeah.
Because at any point in time, Caleb can get dinged up, but with Tyson Bagent, your offense isn't going to have a drop off.
Not at all.
It's not really going to have a drop off. And so to have that security, to have a quarterback room like that, when was the last time you had a quarterback room with a 1-2 combination in the Bears history? I can't think of. I just really can't.
McMahon and Flutie.
McMahon. I was about to say McMahon and Tom Zach and McMahon and Fuller. Maybe. So to start right there with everything that he's trying to incorporate with the offense, there's so many weapons. SuperBack, you know this, man. The more you give defensive coordinators, especially, man, the coaches in the NFL are so good. They're so good. You look at last night. Those offenses were unstoppable. 7 possessions, 7 scores. All of a sudden, these defensive coaches get like a 35-minute break because of the weather. And all of a sudden, those offenses came out, adjustments were made, and it was almost like, wait a minute, what happened to the offenses? Because the defenses dominated the rest of the game. It is so competitive from a coaching standpoint. We know how competitive it is on the field with the athletes, but it's so competitive in those coaching booths, man. They're so smart. I'm really intrigued. I really am intrigued to see how Caleb grows because Ben Johnson is going to give him the schematic advantage pretty much every week.
Yeah.
Pretty much every week.
When was the last time we could say that, Shawn? When was the last time we could say that? Where we had not even have a better coach, just a coach that's as competent as our opposing coach. When was the last time we could say that? Because we might even have a better coach, but man, it's been a minute.
It's been a minute, right? It's ironic because the guy on the other sideline ain't too bad at developing quarterbacks and play calling himself. So this is why Monday night's going to be fun, right? Because they both have their own guys, their own students that they're trying to teach while winning, which is difficult, right? You're trying to teach these pupils of yours, get them up to speed, but you're trying to win games at the same time. Like Minnesota won 13 games last year.
With a journeyman quarterback.
Right? And they were supposed to be like third in the division preseason. And I think right now, most people had them third in the division, and the Bears probably last because of the Lions. And then what the addition of Micah Parsons to Green Bay, those are the top two teams that a lot of prognosticators have in front of the Bears and the Vikings. But I think both of these teams bear watching when you talk about the Bears and the Vikings because of the coaching, particularly the head coach, what they can do offensively. And then, Dennis Allen and Brian Flores, both aggressive-minded defensive coordinators.
Yeah.
It's going to be interesting, man. I really see schematically a very evenly matched coaching matchup, offensively and defensively. Now, does it come down to which quarterback can actually play better? That's going to be one of the top narratives and storylines in this game.
So let me ask you this question. One of the things that I don't think it wasn't a wasted year for JJ McCarthy. All right, because you're still in meetings, you're still with the team, and now you get to watch this offense run at an efficient level from Sam Darnold. Yes, Sam Darnold, but it's running at an efficient level. Now you get to step in after watching. You're not learning a new system. You got the same system that you just basically were a coach at and de facto coach. So you, Sam Darnold, and Kevin O'Connell are in meetings and watching. Here's what you did good. Here's what you did bad. Here's what you need to do. Here's what you need to do this time. Here's what I'm concerned. Minnesota scares me. They're the only team in the division that scares me. Green Bay kind of now with Micah Parsons, they scared me, but if his back goes out, they're done. And they're in cap hell too. But anyway, it concerns me because the last time a situation like this happened where a rookie quarterback sat behind a guy and for basically a year was Patrick Mahomes and Alex Smith. And that's what scares me. If J.J. McCarthy picks this shit up quick, fast, in a hurry, man, Minnesota is really, really going to be a force. You got Justin Jefferson, you got Addison coming back in week 5 after his suspension. You got Hawkinson, you got Jones running the ball, and you got that defense. Minnesota is scared. Do you think that he can take that jump by sitting out last year with that injury and looking at the offense from a different perspective that he's never had to do it before?
Well, I think it's easy to do. And there's more to it than just what you talked about. Sitting out for a year. He sat out and had a veteran to watch. Not only for what to do on the field, but how to lead. Right?
Yeah.
Sam Darnold is a veteran. He's been around, really had to work it, man, him going to Los Angeles, being under McVay, and then going to San Francisco, that was the best thing that ever happened to him because he was able to learn the game in a totally different way. Then he comes to Minnesota, he gets the opportunity, makes the best of it, makes him some M's, gets his big contract. But like you said, JJ, I don't think he was mad that they didn't extend him an offer. He was going to get the bag either way.
Yep.
He knew that. He put in the work, great season, you get rewarded for it. But it's interesting that also Patrick Mahomes walked in with 3 possible Hall of Famers from guard to guard. It wasn't just like he just walked in, didn't have an offensive line.
Yeah.
Didn't have one of the greatest play callers, right? He was surrounded by things that allows the quarterback to play at an efficient level. The Minnesota Vikings have one of the best offensive lines, right? Not only that, they bring in a solid veteran running back and a really good running game. Jordan Addison might be gone for a few games, but he'll be back. You're talking about Addison and Jefferson, and then one of the best tight ends. Look, we could talk about coaching, scheming, but there is no scheme that is going to be great without the players. That's the most important thing, right? So J.J. McCarthy has dudes around him. That's the most important thing. Great coach, great scheme, but he has dudes around him. Go to Caleb. That offensive line, especially guard to guard, now you're cooking with grease. You're cooking with grease, right? Running back, you would like to see them maybe elevate at the running back position moving forward or add more depth to really get that thunder and lightning that Ben Johnson had. They really don't have that explosive guy.
No, that was Ian
in my
Wheeler.
opinion.
I was hoping that, yeah,
they really don't have that explosive guy like he had at running back that can just take it 80 on any snap. Hopefully they can get that moving forward. But definitely, he is kind of reincarnated of the wide receiver position to where his guys fit roles, right? And if guys can play their roles from the tight end to Zacchaeus, what he's been able to do, he has an obvious connection with Caleb. You don't want – I'm kind of worried about what role DJ Moore is going to have in the offense, right? Is he going to be that guy that you just kind of gadget, get the ball to him, quick screens, reverses out the backfield? Are they still going to allow him to stretch the field in this offense? Rome Odunze, the possession wide receiver, the guy that can run great routes and find zone, soft spots and zones. It's going to be very interesting to see how these roles play out. But the most important thing for JJ McCarthy, I do believe he's going to be able to, is he going to come out and play as well as Sam Darnold did right off the bat? No, he doesn't have those games under his belt, right?
Yeah.
He just doesn't. So he's going to have some ups and downs. Even within this game, he's going to have some ups and downs. But I think something that he has that Sam Darnold didn't have, that the Vikings offense didn't have, is the ability to make plays off script outside the system, because he's a very good runner.
Yeah,
he's a very good runner. And it has to feel great for this kid, a local kid, to get his first. I mean, he's a Bears fan.
He was.
Up. He's a Bears fan. Still to this day, he's openly talked about it. And for him and his family to have his first NFL start, although it not be for the Bears, it's for one of the rivals, the Minnesota Vikings, in Soldier Field. Dude, this is a dream come true for this young man. And you know he wants to light it up. You already know he wants to light it up. So, yeah, I think he's going to start off well. I do. The turnovers for him, that's going to be the biggest thing. If he doesn't turn the ball over, he's going to play well within the confines of what Kevin O'Connell is asking him to do, right? And it's going to be the same for Caleb Williams. If he plays within the confines of the offense, stays disciplined, and does exactly what Ben Johnson is asking him to do, you're going to see this Bears offense. I would predict the Bears offense should be top 5 in the NFL. This
year or in a year or two?
No, this year. They should be. But that's going to be on Caleb's ability to grasp things quickly.
Let
me think about that. I'll say top 7 or 8. Because
definitely top 10, you're saying. Definitely top 10.
Definitely top 10, top 7 to 8, because I had to rethink what I said about the running back position and those explosive plays that can come from the running back position. They're missing that. But if they can add that piece, they're definitely on an annual basis, I would expect them to be top 5.
I think with this running back thing, DeAndre Swift is a pretty explosive guy. He's not one of the most explosive, but he could take it to the house from, I'd say, 45, 50 in. He can take it to the house. He ain't taking it 80, I don't believe. But what I think with the Calvin Nunn guy, I think that it's a lot more body blows. I think because I see him and Ashton Jeanty. The difference between him and Ashton Jeanty got speed. Calvin Nunn guy don't. Calvin Nunn guy don't got speed.
Did you see Boise State without Ashton Jeanty?
No. Did they get rolled?
Oh, did they get rolled? Man. They got rolled by South Florida. So that just lets you know how impactful he was. But like you said, I agree. I thought that was a great pickup. I watched a lot of his games in the Big Ten. I thought that was a great pickup.
And you can't go wrong with a guy who led the Big Ten in rushing 2 years ago, was second in the Big Ten in rushing last year, hasn't fumbled in college, and he's not. I know he went to Rutgers, which is not a football powerhouse. But you play football powerhouses. You play the Michigan. You play the Ohio States. You play the Maryland. You play the Michigan States. You play all these teams. You play the UCLAs, the USCs now. All right. And you didn't fumble once in college? Not once? That's impressive because you're playing against a lot of guys who are going to be playing on Sunday, and you led that league in rushing and came in second your last year. Very impressive. And his content, like I said, to me, he's Ashton Jeanty exactly. except the speed. That's it. So I think he's more of a body blow type of guy, and I think they can use that to their advantage. I think they can use that because, man, defenses hate when it's 3rd and 3 and you get 3.5. You're like, damn. 3rd and 2 and you get 2.5. You're like, damn. And you extend drives with the run. And that's the thing we saw with Ben. He ain't scared to run. He ain't scared to run on 3rd or 4th down, especially with that revamped front three, the guard to guard. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to Kyle Minogue, and I hope he gets better. And we're able to see him play healthy, because if he can, he's going to be a weapon, and he's going to be something that a lot of people were not boo-hooing because he wasn't Travion Henderson and some other guys, but he's still going to be an explosive part, a very vital part of this run game, which is a vital part of Caleb's development. So I think he's going to be a big part of that. Give me your thoughts on. Go ahead.
No. You hit the nail on the head. I was just going to add to that. Watch first down for both of these quarterbacks on Monday night.
Mm-hmm.
Watch first down, because 3rd down is going to be about Ben Johnson or O'Connell love 3rd downs. If they get you 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5, they got you in the blender, because they're going to keep you off balance. They're going to keep you off balance from a formational standpoint, from a motion standpoint, from a personnel standpoint. They're going to keep you off balance because they can call run and pass from just about every formation, every personnel. They can make it look run, and it's a pass. They can make it look pass, and it's a run on 3rd and 4, 3rd and 5. So first down, can you be efficient on first down? Keep the opposing defense off balance, get you to 3rd and short. And like you said, the aggression of both of these head coaches says, if we get the 4th and 1, 4th and 2, especially if it's somewhere in the middle of the field, we're going for it.
Yeah.
Like, both of these coaches are aggressive in that manner. So first down for me, especially being able to run the ball, which, you got to be able to run the ball, run it, and stop the run. That's simple football. We all know that. But on first down, the quarterback that can make the easy, efficient play and read and stay in front of the sticks, I think that's going to bode well for both of those guys if they can do that.
Guys, we're joined by Shaun Davis. He is the host of the Lucky Lefty Podcast with Notre Dame football, and he's a former producer at ESPN, former producer at The Score. We're talking Bears football here on ShawnSierraSports on Sports Zone Chicago. To me, this all falls on the lap of Caleb. Can you stay controlled? Can you be disciplined enough to throw 15 passes under 10 yards? Can you do that? Because he's going to want to go for the home run. You saw in the last preseason game, he missed DeAndre Swift, and he tried to force it to roam. Like, get it to DeAndre Swift, first down, maybe even a touchdown on that play. But it's a first down, reset the chains. Defense is pissed because now they got to stop another 4. They got another 4 downs. If he can stay disciplined and take those singles and doubles, as I like to say, man, because those singles and doubles, you got Luther Burden, not even talking Zacchaeus, who showed, man, that OZ's playing like lights out this camp. But you got Luther Burden, who's number 1 in yards after catch in the NCAA last year. This dude can go. We've seen it. You've got Rome Odunze, who led the NCAA in receiving his last year at Washington. Then you got, one of the best receivers in the game in DJ Moore. And you got this young tight end who's smooth as butter. Man, I really enjoy watching Colston Loveland. And not to mention, Cole's still good too. So if you can get those guys and let them do the work, they get paid too. They get paid too, Caleb. Don't worry. Maybe not as much as you. Well, DJ definitely more than you, but not as much. Let them do the work. And you can hit a 5-yard pass. And I've seen Tom Brady would go down and hit slants, curls, quick outs, quick ins, all these things, quick screens. Tom Brady would go down and not throw the ball past 15 yards. Go down, touchdown. Do you think Caleb can be that patient and that discipline and say, hey, this is what they're giving me. Here's what I'm going to take. Because if he can do that, man, it's going to be a long day for a lot of people, because not only can he do that, but then you're going to get double moves. And then let's keep it a buck. Caleb can run a little bit too, so he can on third down, he can get 3.5 or 5.5 when it's 5 you need, and slide and on a defense, keep that extended. Do you think Caleb can be disciplined enough to just take the singles and doubles? All right, single and double them to death. Because, man, you using a baseball analogy, it sucks when you give up 6 runs and not a doubles hit. Everything's single, first to third, single, first to third, single, first to third, single, first to third. Like, damn, just hit a home run already and end the rally. You think Caleb can be disciplined enough to do that? Because if he can, this offense is going to come together a lot faster than most people think.
I think it's going to take time, right? Because in order to build, they're still in the process. I think Ben Johnson has been very forthcoming about the things that they had to break and strip from Caleb's game. Like, that's what camp was really about. OTAs, going into camp, they had to strip him down. Because
you learned last year.
Yeah, he's been playing a certain way and used to playing a certain way. And mistakes have been allowed. So when you hear like the first few practices, like just the simple things about footwork, like, no, do it again. And then just literally kicking the entire first unit off the field, like, get off the field.
Yep. Wasting my time.
You're wasting my time, you know? And so when you hear those things, you start to feel good about if he's receptive. Right, which I think he is, because he wants to be great. I think the kid wants to be great. And I think the greatest thing for Caleb Williams outside of Ben Johnson is that dude up in the nation capital. Give him somebody to chase. Like, all right, number 2 is killing. You don't want to be that guy that was looked at as the afterthought in your draft class, right? Yep. So I love that he has somebody to chase now in his draft class at his position. But the quarterback position is just like a CEO. You make the decisions, but everybody else does the work for you.
Yeah.
That's a quarterback on the field. If you make the right decisions, everybody else will put in the work and you reap the profits. Yeah. You're going to get all the rewards. You're going to get all the praise because you're the quarterback. You're the CEO on the field. And you never go broke making a profit. So you take the single, take the double, take the walk. You know what I'm saying? If they want to give you a walk.
Check down here, you can have it. Because all the rushing yards you get after you shake 3 guys and go for 28, that goes on my stats too. I said, don't be surprised if you see a stat for Caleb like 14 to 22 for like 315. Like, where the hell 315 come from on 14 completions? The catch and go, the Luther Burdens, the Oladame Zacchaeus, the DJ Moores, the Colson Lovelands, they get it and go. They're not playing around. These aren't big slug-footed receivers who catch and fall. These dudes can go, and he just has to be disciplined enough. Have they broken him to say, hey, listen, dude, Aaron Rodgers would do the same thing until caught you sleeping, whoop, over the top. He'd hit those slants, those things you'd hate all game. Catch you cheating, whoop, got you over the top. Can he be that disciplined enough and that patient enough? I'm saying, because if he can, I'm telling you, this offense is going to be something nasty, boy. It's gonna be nothing nice for other people, not for us. We're gonna love it, but it's gonna be nothing nice for some other people.
Yeah, and I think if he can understand what Ben Johnson is really trying to get across to him, I'll say this: one of the things that I hated the most as a kid was when my baseball coach would constantly tell me, because I was a leadoff hitter, and he'd say, "Shaun, a walk is as good as a hit." Mm-hmm. And I'm like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? A walk does not feel as good as getting a hit. I don't know. No. When we start to think about the branches that flow off of that, because it's really talking about swinging at good pitches. Don't swing at the pitches they want you to swing at. Be willing that if they want to go ahead and put you on first, be willing to take that rather than swinging at something that's going to give you a greater chance of making an out just because you want to swing the bat. Like, there's something deeper. There are deeper roots to the layer comment that is made or the teaching that's trying to come across. So when we say take the check down, you're not a punk or less of a quarterback because you took the check down. That check down eventually is going to cause the linebacker to come up, and then you hit something behind him in the fourth quarter. Like, you have to understand the chess and what opens up in your game when you're disciplined, right? And that's why you would see Tom Brady in the Super Bowl down 23, down 28, and then all of a sudden you would say, what's happening in the fourth quarter? Because he's seen everything, and now they're reacting to everything that was done early. He's made the adjustment. And this is why discipline.
Stay with the adjustments.
Yes,
he doesn't do
stay
too much.
With the adjustment. Yes, and eventually you're going to be able to do whatever you want to do because you've seen everything, and there's no other weapon that they can really form against you at that point. It really isn't. So I think if he can understand the fullness of what Ben Johnson is trying to make him and create for him, I think eventually he's going to be able to have a ceiling within this offense that's going to be absolutely amazing. Because the kid can literally physically, he can do everything. He can literally do everything. It's going to be his processing. Yeah. And look, I didn't have a problem with the Dolphins players and what they said when they left the joint practices. He does have some processing issues. Mm-hmm. He does. We know this. We've seen it as a fan base. Ben Johnson knows that. And Ben Johnson is deconstructing that and giving him the foundation to be able to play faster from the pocket. 2.5 to 2.7. If you can play from that point, that standpoint, and stay disciplined inside of that, it's going to be great. Because then once this offensive line, I don't know about this left tackle, but like I said, I'm really confident on the interior of the offensive line. But yeah, Caleb is the last thing I'm worried about. If that sounds crazy, it might sound crazy to some people. Caleb Williams is the last thing on the Chicago Bears that I'm worried about. The last thing, especially going into this game on Monday night.
I'm looking forward to the run game. Let's get to the left tackle. Braxton Jones was named the de facto starter for all intents and purposes. Not a ringing endorsement from Ben Johnson, but he's a starter. Just talked about he knows what to do. He's been there. He said, and maybe he can continue to improve, which means, or just I just don't think he likes him, or that's not his guy, you know. And I mean, and then keep it in a buck, man. You got to realize that he didn't get a chance to lift. All right, you broke your ankle, you can't deadlift, you can't squat, you can't hang clean, you can't do anything, and that was his issue before. So, but one thing he did have, he was able to, because he had the athleticism to get out and run. We've seen him get out and run on lead blocks, pin and pull, and he gets around that end and knocks over DBs. Maybe he can do that. Are you happy with him? Are you happy that Ozzie couldn't take it from him, or Theo Benedek couldn't take it, or who's the other dude? Karana Magaji couldn't take it. Are you happy with this? With him going as a starter?
No. I'm going to be honest. I feel like the only reason the offensive line was truly addressed is because it was Ben Johnson. If they had hired another defensive-minded head coach or another head coach that did not come from the offensive line background of what Detroit did, Ryan Poles has really had no honest investment into improving the offensive line. That goes all the way back to drafting Justin Fields. Like, protecting the quarterback with the offensive line just never seemed like is one of his top priorities, right? Ben Johnson comes in and tells him this has to be a priority. Why? Because I've actually faced your team and watched the film over the last 2 to 3 years, right? Because his buddy on the other side of the unit or squad in Detroit said, look, that quarterback they had in Chicago that I had to face as a defensive coordinator that had no offensive line, yeah, bring him to New York.
Yeah.
I'll take him. So
2 for 40. Was it 2 for 40 he got? He was 40?
Yeah. So obviously Ben Johnson knew what the main issue was, and it had to be solidified. But Braxton Jones is just a represented. For me, he's a representation of Ryan Poles and the mediocrity that he's willing to accept along the offensive line, which baffles me because he's an offensive lineman by trade. So he should understand how important offensive line play is and defensive line play is in the NFL. And the two biggest questions going into Monday night for me, offensive tackle, defensive line. Can we stop the run? Can we apply pressure to the quarterback? That's it. Injuries, yeah, you have questions because of injuries in the defensive backfield, but just looking at the roster, you don't worry about this defensive backfield if injuries aren't part of the conversation. With Brisker's head injuries, Kyler Gordon, is he healthy? Jalen Johnson, yeah. All right, now you could question the defensive backfield. But if they're all playing, you're good at the defensive back position. You feel pretty good at the linebacker. The trenches, man. The question for the Bears lie in the trenches. Yeah. And you just don't get why Ryan Poles, who cut his teeth in the trenches, doesn't understand the magnitude of, man, we have to improve this. Ben Johnson understood. You see his impact and his influence, I believe. But that offensive tackle situation, no. I don't trust it. I think we've seen who Braxton Jones is. And he's not a bad player at offensive tackle. But anytime you can upgrade a position, upgrade it. If you can upgrade a position, upgrade it. So I'm not going into this game saying, oh, he's going to be a swinging gate for just blitzes and defensive ends, which Minnesota does have two impressive defensive ends. So it's going to be a battle. But no, I would like to see an upgrade at the offensive tackle position. And I'm just not sure. Because I don't think they're going to go out and spend big bucks on an offensive tackle next offseason. So they're probably going to have to go through the draft and get a young offensive tackle or get another mid, not performance-wise, but cap-wise, another mid-salary offensive tackle that might be a little bit younger to replace Braxton Jones. So I'm concerned. I'm concerned a little bit about the position. But other than that, I don't think it's to the point that it's going to destroy what Ben Johnson is trying to do and what this offense can do.
Okay. Yeah, I think to me, Braxton Jones's ceiling is an above average left tackle. That's his ceiling. He's more than serviceable. Okay. He was just fundamentally sound. Great story, obviously, from Southern Utah. He just doesn't make a lot of mistakes, and you just can't when you're drafted where you're at and to hold a job for 3 years like he has. You got to give him credit. But like you said, if you can upgrade. And I'm okay with him there this year. But man, there's got to be a big time improvement. Give me your thoughts. Some people have talked about Darnell Wright not being the guy at the right tackle position. All right. Some people have said that. Dan Rochar has been very critical of him, talking about have seen flashes, then he reverts back to it. Do you think they got Ozzie just in case? Because if they decide to let him go or he's just, for whatever reason, you got a good right tackle. Ozzie was great in college. And now you can go get a left tackle like we talked about last year. Now you have two young left tackles with some veteran interior. Do you think that's a possibility?
Well, you know me. I'm not the right person to talk about the Darnell Wright situation because, and this is going to sound horrible coming off of last night, but you bypassed the generational defensive tackle when you needed a defensive tackle to draft Darnell Wright. So I'm going to totally be biased right here. I'm going to be upfront and honest about it. Even with the snafu from last night, I would much rather have had the Hall of Famer at defensive tackle. However, his struggles early on, at certain points, I can remember that game. Justin Fields had a great game coming back off an injury against Detroit. They allowed Detroit to come back like middle fourth. I think they had a double-digit lead on Detroit, like 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. They take the lead, and then all of a sudden, Darnell Wright just lets Aiden Hutchinson he just didn't even touch him. He didn't even touch him. So, you know. And
he gave him a lookout block without the lookout.
And like I see everybody, look, I'm a believer. I'm a believer that winning organizations take in bad people, if that makes sense. It's literally the opposite. Jerry Jones took in Charles Haley, did he not?
Oh, hell yeah.
And go watch the documentary. Their team took off when they got Charles Haley, who was a problem. So when Lawrence Taylor was a problem.
Yeah.
Like if you're scared to take on elite athletes that are a problem, then that says something about your culture. Because most great winning teams have people in their locker room that are not the good guys, that have some issues, that might have a couple of screws loose. And you have to be okay because you have to be able to handle. Dennis Rodman wasn't a problem, SuperBack? He wasn't a problem?
I need 72 hours in Vegas in the middle of the season. With Scotty hurt.
So when Phil Jackson came to Michael and Scotty, what did they say? Go get him. We got him.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry about it. We have him. We got him. And they went and got the talent. Everybody can't be choir boys. You can't be scared. There is no comparison there's no comparison. Darnell Wright, Jalen Carter. There is no comparison on the field. It's been obvious their first 2 years. No comparison. Now it gets down to whether or not your organization is strong enough to be able to handle the good apples and the bad apples. Because at the end of the day, you want the most talented players. That's what we all want. And so I actually like Darnell Wright. I'm going to keep it a buck. I actually like Darnell Wright. I do. I say all of that to say I actually like Darnell Wright. I feel like I was bamboozled. I thought they were drafting him to play left tackle to replace Braxton Cave or to upgrade the left tackle position. I was kind of saddened when they said he was going to play right tackle. And then, he had the missed assignment on fourth down against the Raiders early in his rookie season that led to the Raiders coming back and winning that game. It's just he's had moments. I understand it, SuperBack. I understand it, bro. I understand why media and fans can nitpick and find certain situations where they're disappointed in the performance of Darnell Wright and they don't necessarily trust that he can be a guy worthy of where he was picked. But I do like him. Just taking a step back, everybody makes mistakes. He's still growing as a player. If he can stay healthy, once again, he has to stay healthy. He has to stay healthy. And if he stay on the field, he's talented enough to go ahead and be the guy to be there at the position for the next 5 to 6 years for the Bears at right tackle, playing at a really high level, potentially all-pro level and Pro Bowl level. He has that potential.
I was going to ask you, that was one of my next questions.
He has that potential.
Yeah. And maybe Roshar, and this is what I like about it, is they got these coaches that are hard asses, man. They are on you. They will push you. They will push you. They will push you. They will push you.
Yeah.
If you can't get pushed anymore, they're going to continue to push you. They get the best out of you. And maybe this is the type of coaching that they need. Because I love it. Dude, I get right now the hair on my arm to stand up because of the tough coaching. Because football is not easy.
Yeah.
And when you demand the best and you set the standard here and that's it. It's here or above. That's it. There's no below the standard. We can't play to that. We can't play to that. And when this is all you're allowed to do, guess what? You adapt. When you adapt or you're replaced. One or the other. Yeah. And Darnell Wright has the talent where he can adapt and play. Because I thought he could be a Pro Bowler. I think he can. He's just got to be consistent. Because they've said, like, hey, you've seen flashes of him doing like, oh, Jesus, locks a dude on, and that's it. And then he puts his head down and they swim him and does dumb shit. Like, come on, man, you know better. So,
man, and that's focus, right?
Yeah.
From a coaching standpoint.
Yeah.
Just offensive line. I heard somebody say this, and it made line play make so much sense to me. Line play is so much about technique and attitude. And the fact that you want to strike. You don't be the person that absorbs. Strike.
Be the hammer, not the nail.
Be the hammer, not the nail. Strike first. We can get into talent. As long as you compete and strike first, the majority of the time you're going to be able to do your job and win the day in the trenches, right? And for the longest time, we saw this Bears offensive line absorb over and over again from defensive lines. And just watching them under Ben Johnson and under this coaching staff, like the chat said, you're seeing an offensive line that is striking, getting 2 yards, push off the ball, giving room to the running backs, giving Caleb time. I think Caleb is getting used to actually, like, man, I haven't had a pocket like this. This looks nice. It's almost like his first time in a nice suite in the hotel at a resort. He checks in like, man, this is nice.
They got bubble bath. They got bubble bath in here. Look at this. They got lotion in here. Oh my God.
Absolutely. So that's how he's feeling. He's getting used to it. Like, man, I got to get used to this, having a clean pocket, especially up the middle. But no, man, I love Darnell Wright, regardless of my opinion of who I would have rather had. I love his potential. I love the potential of this offensive line and what they can do moving forward. The development piece is something that I think is very apparent early on. So now the only thing is, and you know what? I think Ben Johnson is actually going to have, if not a little more, influence in roster construction moving forward.
Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
God, yeah.
Yeah. I think you're definitely going to see that. So for me, that makes me comfortable with the development and the acquisition of players moving forward, whether it's through free agency or the draft. I really do. What do you think if you had to say they'll be true contenders for the Super Bowl in blank? What year would you say?
True contenders?
Yeah.
The window opens next year in 27. They are it. They are
okay.
It.
Right, just in time for the stadium and everything.
Yeah, the window opens next year. If it falls right, they could get to the NFC Championship game, and here or there they can get to the Super Bowl. But 27, it's on and popping with 27. So
I can rock with that. I can see that because if you look at the division, I'm watching very closely. Detroit. That's a lot to lose both your coordinators. I don't care what anybody says.
Other position coaches as well.
Now,
so yeah.
They still have J-Mo. They still have Jameer Gibbs. They still got some. They got some dogs. They got some dogs, especially offensively. They can never seem to stay healthy defensively. That's 2 straight years of just being injury riddled on defense. Right? They get Aiden Hutchinson back, but they still have that mentality of toughness and winning the trenches, which pretty much sets you up to win a lot of football games. So. It's going to be interesting to watch. I'm with you. I think Green Bay is hit or miss. If everything goes right for Green Bay, they could end up in the Super Bowl.
And that back don't act up.
Yes. If Micah is Micah and healthy, and Jordan Love becomes the quarterback they think he can become, they have the ceiling to win it all. They do. Just from a talent standpoint.
That's a big if.
They took a major risk. They swung big. So I'm not mad. I don't get mad at anybody swinging big as an organization.
Yeah.
But that can they can end up being the worst team in the division. Yeah.
Because they're in Cap Hill. Because if you don't win the next 2 years, man, Muggs be like, oh, yeah, I need to get paid. So, hey, Shaun, great stuff as always, my man. I appreciate it. Do me a favor, though. Let everyone know where they can find you and your work online.
Hey, Lucky Lefty Podcast, Lucky Lefty Network. You can subscribe on YouTube. Of course, we cover Notre Dame football with my wonderful co-host, former Notre Dame quarterback Malik Zaire. We're on every day at about 5:30 p.m. Central Time, so you can check us out. Go ahead, check out the content. Go to luckyleftypod.com. We had great merchandise. Check that out. And then I cover Notre Dame recruiting and college football recruiting over at Athlon Sports and IrishBreakdown.com. So you can check me there. And SD2 Mics on all social media platforms. That's SD2 Mics on all social media platforms. And I'll be talking to you, SuperBack, because we're starting Lucky Lefty Chicago coming up real soon this fall. All Chicago sports, podcasting, everything. So
nice.
Yeah, check us out. We have that coming soon.
Cool, man. Hey, well, listen, you're probably, you might be at church. I was saying the 14th, we got a watch party over at Branding Iron, 71st, right outside of SeatGeek Stadium, 71st in Harlem. Sports Zone Chicago. Game time, so noon.
I can get there by half.
Yeah,
I'm done by 11:30.
Okay, yeah, come on down. I'll shoot you the flyer. I'll text you the flyer.
Absolutely.
And oh man, I used to be in that. You got how many more days you got?
I'm done next Saturday, bro. It is next Saturday, so I'm good. I'm good.
I bet.
That's why I'm like that's perfect. The 14th, I'm free. I'm free.
Dude, great stuff, man. Hey, I appreciate your time, bro. We'll talk soon. Hopefully, I'll see you the 14th.
Absolutely.
All right, man. Thanks.
All right, thanks, bro.
Guys, that's Shaun Davis from the Lucky Lefty Podcast, man, talking Bears football with us. Listen, guys, awesome. Yeah. I hope you're there, Lucky. I'll be there on the 14th. You better be. Oh, man. No way, Shorty. No way. Shaun, looks like me and my cousin will be there on the 14th. Dude, that's dope. Good. That is cool. Dude, I'm telling you, $50, either a slab of ribs, order of wings, or or fish and chips, and then open bar throughout the game. Come on, man. Can't beat it. Hey, listen. Great stuff. I want to thank Shaun Davis for coming on talking Bears football with me. I want to thank you guys. You guys are kicking ass. This chat was lit like a mother Hubbard, boy. I love it. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for all the love and support, man. I truly appreciate it. And I'm trying to make, Shorty says, you got me with that deal. And bring your cigars, man. We're in the patio. We're in the covered pavilion. All right. There's no walls, so it's outdoor, but it's covered. Bring your cigars. You can smoke out there. It's going to be dope. But listen, I appreciate it. Real quick, I did want to talk about, we got a couple sponsors. I'll do it more. So Bazaar Tobacco out in Frankfurt. Okay, they amazing selection of cigars, over 100 different brands of cigars out there, and a couple, will have different styles within that brand. So easily 2,500 different brands of cigars, lighters, cutters, ashtrays, the whole nine. All your cigar smoking needs, Bazaar Tobacco, 20833 LaGrange Road out in Frankfurt. And then the Legacy Law Firm. All right, they specialize in trust and estate administration, estate planning, guardianship, elder law issues. They also assist with VA and Social Security benefits. All right, they are out in Sandwich. All right, so if you're trying to get estate planning or trust estate, if you want to, everyone's talking. This the cat's out of the bag. How all the rich people pass down their wealth through estates. You don't want to go to probate. You don't want to have to go to the courts. Put everything in a trust. Get your estate set up. Hit up Legacy Law Firm, and they're out in Sandwich. You can go to Legacy Law IL, LegacyLawIL.com on the web, and you can reach out to them. Those are two of our sponsors, and we're definitely getting some more. We'll have a hell of a lot more sponsors. But listen, I got to get out of here. I got to go pick up the warden from CrossFit. You guys have a phenomenal weekend. I cannot wait till Monday and Sunday. Man, Sunday we can just chill and be football fans. We can watch because our boys aren't playing. I'm actually going to a pig roast, actually at Branding Iron. So I'll be there Sunday, and I'll probably go there Monday as well. But yeah, so guys, have a phenomenal weekend. Enjoy it. I know summertime's officially over now that Labor Day's passed, but it doesn't mean you can't meet up with your people, man. Set up a Bear game, set up a Sunday for brunch, lunch, dinner, a whole bunch of other stuff. Shorty says, looking forward to chat, Shaun. Likewise. All right, guys, I got to get out here. Have a phenomenal weekend. It's going to be awesome. Nice, brisk weekend. Man, enjoy it. I will see you guys on Monday, game day. So for everyone here at Sports Zone Chicago, guys, I'm your boy, the SuperBack, Shaun Sierra, and I am out.